Hey guys, here we are trying to make another YouTube video, and been riding the struggle bus a little bit on that deal. Learning, it's a process. It's a process. Yeah, just learning as we go. So over the weekend, as promised, I made a little video of the 1978 Toyota Land Cruiser FJ40, and we'll call it a rig walk, and just cut the around part out of it. Just cut it out. So 1978 Toyota Land Cruiser FJ40 rig walk, and this belongs to Travis. So we're gonna call it the Travis Cruiser, and he's the one that has the hella lots, the Gobi rack. It's the most rigged up for overlanding out of the whole crew. It's a pretty sweet rig. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy the content that we're providing, and if you have any questions about what's on this truck and how it's been built or rigged up, just reach out to me on Instagram at FJ4play, and I'll get back to you. Anyhow, that's all I got from here. Oh, one more thing. So this video may be a little bit blurry at times. I don't know that it was always completely in focus, but I hope that it comes out clear, and that's all I got. So here we go. Let's check it out. Hey guys, so this is behind me is a 1978 FJ40.
As far as the rig goes, it's basically the stock motor, stock transmission, stock axles. We did lift it. Has a 4-inch Helfer stout suspension on it.
Yeah, if you're a Land Cruiser owner, I'm sure you've heard of Coal Cruisers of Texas at some point. They supply parts, anything you really need, and the best part about it is they're only about 15 minutes from us, so it's really handy. Let's talk about what tire size you're running. So with a 4-inch lift, what tire size is this?
It's basically a 34-inch, and the reason those are on there is I kept my Steelies with my 9.5. They're 33 950s, and they don't even make those anymore, so I really wanted to hang on to those. But Nexen Tire approached me wanting to use this rig in a show.
Yeah, it was at
Texas Motor
Speedway.
Yeah. And
so these, and the wheels are the fuel. Do you know what?
No,
I'll try to find them.
Yeah, I posted it on Instagram.
Do you have any rubbing issues off-road?
No, but I did correct the stops on the front tires, so whenever you're on the steering, whenever you're turning from lock to lock, it doesn't get into the leaf. If you don't do that, so you
limited your range.
Yeah, it doesn't turn quite as sharp. It still turns plenty sharp, but these things turn really sharp.
So like as far as on switchbacks and stuff, you have no problem.
Right. Yeah, it's still good.
Okay.
And it rolls good with those. I did put a split header, so it's 3-into-1 and a 3-into-1 header on it. Last year it was fully smogged still, and I really needed some more horsepower out of it. And whenever we started through the mountains in Colorado, it would really struggle at times with it all loaded down. So I wanted to get all I could out of it, so yeah. I changed that out, and it really made a difference.
So you've got the Coal Cruiser's front bumper, and with a Warren 8274 winch.
This year I changed out to some LED lights. I needed something a little brighter at night. Got those from City Racer, and it's a plug and play. You take your others out, plug them in, and off you go. I had to adjust some I thought I had them set pretty good, and I got flashed at a lot.
Yeah, it was
going
like
down.
running, it's like running high beams nonstop.
Yeah, because they are crazy bright. Here again, Helfer Stout on the suspension and their shocks, steering stabilizers, all Helfer Stout. The shackles are really super thick on their system, and I really like that. I mean, you get no squeaks. It's a really good setup. With it fully loaded, I had some sag in the back, so I ended up a couple of years ago. I did put airbags under the back of it. And once we get everything on here, I'm fully water and everything. It gets heavy.
So your rack setup, this is the Gobi rack, and it's the there's a Ranger version, is that right? A Ranger and a Stealth. So this is the Ranger. The Ranger allows for larger lights, right?
Yeah, the Stealth narrows down. You have to
you have to use a light bar with the Stealth. There's been good things and bad things, I think, about the rack. Good thing being that it's bolt on. You don't have to
no
drill
anywhere.
anything. But I feel like that's also a downside because he's had a lot of movement, a lot of shifting off road.
Yeah, I made some brackets that connects right here to
stabilize.
Kind of help stabilize it, because it kind of, we took some pretty hard hits with it the first year I put it on there, and I think it just kind of loosened things up. And I've never really got it super tight again.
Was there a question?
Yeah. How's your miles per gallon with the weight?
I never really checked the miles per gallon. It's usually it's about 12.5 to 13. That's about what I get, kind of across the board. Loaded, unloaded. That's about all they do.
Pushing it about 65, 70 miles
yeah,
an hour.
65 is a sweet spot on it. We were in Colorado a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. Mm-hmm. Chad and I, and coming back, we were running over 70 for a while. Chad has a 79 pulling a trailer, and it runs really good.
Okay, so going around, we have
some auxiliary fuel. Haven't maybe one time run into a situation where we needed. We're usually going. We usually have enough. Yeah, if we get to a town, we can always fill up.
But we don't pass a gas station either. I mean.
Yeah.
I feel like we're stopping at every opportunity to fill up, which
it's not
just to be
you
safe.
have to go to the bathroom.
No.
Okay.
Well, that too.
Yeah, that too.
Okay,
yeah. Up top is an Adventure Soul rooftop tent, which they're not in business anymore, and it's been a good tent, but you're also looking to upgrade.
Yeah, it's held up really well. It's one of the couple of reasons I bought it. It was lightweight. I wanted something light, and I wanted a low profile, and it was the lowest profile I could find to kind of keep the drag down. And size, I wanted to keep as much rack open as I could, just because when we're fully loaded, I have bags up front. And so when we're up there, I keep my clothes in dry bags on the front of the rack, and I can just unzip that end and grab my clothing right there. It's really handy.
But it's been a good tent for that
Yeah.
long. If you were to upgrade, what would you go with?
I'm actually looking at an iCamper.
The iCamper.
Yeah. The Mini.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They just came out with that, right?
Yeah.
The smaller version.
Yeah.
Okay, walking around. So we have Trasharoo, which is good for just trash.
When there's not trash in there, I carry my fly fishing gear and my waders and stuff in here. That way when I take them off, I can throw them in there, they'll dry out.
CV antenna, so you're just running a Midland.
Yeah, it's a handheld unit.
Just a handheld CV.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, they're like a. Sometimes they're great. Sometimes I think they're.
I agree. Sometimes they work perfectly, and then there's times when you can be 20 feet apart and you can just stick your head out the window and talk better.
Yeah. Okay, so coming around back, and which what I love the just the classic styling of the FJ40s with the doors. Obviously, we've got a full-size spare, and you're hauling a Dometic. Yeah, let's get the ladder out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, good call. Just take it out. Get rid of it. Hope you're okay up there. So Dometic so you've got this box. You also have, let me move that camera. Okay, so in the back, you made a rack to go on the top of the roll.
Yeah. I carry a lot of my chairs and scuttle, the stuff stays up on the rack. This I just did the last couple of days, quite honestly.
Show us how you.
So you got cooktop, refrigerator, and I made a little box for utensils, and yeah, it'll be a lot easier than kind of crawling up in there to get to that I carried most of our stuff in. So I'll probably still have one of those for seasoning and such.
This ladder on the side that Gobi puts on. Got a high lift jack.
As far as the high lift jack, the mount on that, I kind of made that work. Drilling just a couple of extra holes, and with the Gobi rack, the way that it attached and stuff, I kind of
rigged it up to hold. Yeah.
Yeah, but it works.
Well done. Well done. But to hold the high lift, yeah, it works out perfect.
Yeah, it's super.
I mean, to be honest, Gobi ought to do something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
The awning. What is your awning here?
It's an ARB, a 6x8, and I went with a 6 foot so it didn't stick past the front of the back of the top. It kind of fits right on the length of my Gobi. It is 8 foot out. It's really good.
Okay. You want to pop the hood and take a look under the hood?
Sure. Original setup for the dual battery, I had a mount underneath the vehicle that it set up in. It was a pretty good setup. It worked great, but I didn't know it, but it was kind of coming apart under there, and I pulled in the driveway in a parking lot, and my battery fell out in the lot. so I thought it was time to change that.
Yeah.
So I bought a little tray, and I had to make some extensions for it to get it up about 4 inches. But it sits right in that little pocket pretty nicely. And then I hooked that up to I don't know if you call it a maintainer or a monitor. It's a T-Max.
T-Max.
And it basically, it charges your primary first, and it'll click back and forth from primary to secondary, and once your primary is topped off, then it'll hit to secondary constant. But you'll see it clicking back and forth as you're driving. And I put the secondary in really for the refrigerator, but all my lights, any of the accessories are hooked up to the secondary battery. I made my console as well, and so all my switches are right there. There's some USB ports, 12-volt port. My air switch for my bags are on it as well with the gauge.
So I'm gonna get down here and so I can see the bags.
How do we put this on IGTV?
Sure. No. Yeah. So there's the airbags. some, if you can see it. Were you letting air out of them?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, so you have your compressor switch.
Yeah, here's my compressor switch, and my compressor's underneath the seat.
Under the seat. And then what else do you have right there?
My USB ports, a couple of ports, and then a 12-volt port. And then these are all my light switches. This switch here controls the two helos that are on the bumper. And then this switch, I have two LEDs on the rear.
Okay, yeah.
They're covered up with that.
Right, yeah, they go right up in there.
Yeah, I've got them hidden at the moment. And the other two split the four that are on top. I can turn on two outside or two inside or all of those.
Okay.
The interior is stock. This good old FJ40.
Toe strap, tool bag, original mat. Nice. I mean, I guess that pretty much wraps up this. I'll give you a little peek at behind it is Dan's FJ60 that we'll do a walk around on. Sitting pretty over there. And we'll do another video on that one, just kind of showing you what he's done and what it is and everything. But yeah, I guess that's it. In the meantime, we're going to, we're fixing to make some cinnamon rolls on the Scottle. And I'll show you some pictures of how those turn out later. See you guys.